So now we've come almost to the end of our little story for what happens to the water drops that fall up on the ridge line up there, and you can see that ridge line with the eroded eroded sections on it that we could see when we went up on top of the hill. Anyway, we followed the stream all the way down through the valley, down into the floodplain, and now we are in the estuary. Right, look at that. You can see the beautiful egrets. It's so full of life, this area. This water is absolutely full of fish and crabs and goodness knows what, right? And we've got the hibiscus tiliaceus and the Thespesia populnea here. And you know, here this area is just not big enough. This flood, you know, this area is not big enough to really create a mangrove, but we have a hint of it here in the Acanthus ilicifolius growing at the edge in the mud there, right at the edge. We're really definitely within the tidal area, because you can see that the tide is quite low now. So let's have a look down here. And I'm walking along the path. You know, you might remember from the pictures that we took right at the very top that this Moiwar Hotel over here actually occupies what used to be half of this sort of estuary area, and it's kind of chopped it in half, which is a bit annoying, but well, extremely annoying, but very destructive. So I mean, all of these estuarine areas, and you know, are of course hugely attractive to people, you know, throughout history, you know, because they're areas that were originally hugely ecologically rich. So they are areas that attracted human settlement, and this is why these areas are so also now they are areas, you know, where it's ideal to develop a hotel. It's ideal to develop a port area on a larger scale elsewhere. So these areas are very much under threat. Anyway, we're now coming out. The stream has now come out onto the beach, and we can look back up there. Those were the hills that we were standing on at the beginning of our water story. So that little drip of water has come all the way down, and now will flow out. There'll be an ebb and flow of tidal influence, but then the water will eventually come out into the open sea, and of course from there then you get evaporation, and back up into the sky, and then of course that water will fall down in the form of rain, and so that's your water cycle. We've actually done we've seen the species here before, so I'm not going to go and talk too much about that at the moment. But anyway, a little bit about the relationship between the topography, water, which is the critical thing, vegetation, and a few observations about how that's influenced human settlement.